What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne, back with another video. Today we're here to look at Bentley's first entry into the SUV market, the all-new 2017 Bentley Bentayga. And as of right now, it's the fastest production SUV ever made. So today we're going to take a look at the exterior and interior details of this extremely popular SUV and see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. I want to start the review by talking about some of the Bentayga's exterior technical details. The Bentayga is covered with an aluminum skin. Now this aluminum skin covers a structure that is composed of aluminum and high-strength steel. Now if you look at the Bentayga's side profile, you notice you're going to get those sharp creases found in the rest of the Bentley fleet. These creases are formed by an aerospace technique called superforming, where a sheet of metal is heated up to 500 degrees Celsius and blown over a male or female portion using gas pressure. This is able to create complex shapes for the vehicle. Let's focus on the front profile of the Bentley Bentayga. You're going to notice the sharp edge-like crease, which we just discussed, and then you have a headlamp washer and a headlamp. Now this is where Bentley sets itself apart from the rest of auto manufacturers in its segment. Look at the details here. You have knurling around the headlamp washer and knurling around the headlamps. Now this knurling translates into the interior, and we'll cover that a little bit later in the review. To ensure the Bentayga looks as good going as it does coming, details translate all the way from the front to the rear of the vehicle. Again, the complex shapes can be found in the rear, and then one of my favorite details are the rear tail lamps. When they illuminate to form the shape of a B for Bentley. To aid with driving dynamics, the Bentayga gets a permanent all-wheel drive system, which is capable of splitting the torque from 40% up front to 60% in the rear. It also gets a fully independent suspension with double wishbones up front and a multi-link design in the rear. With this setup, the Bentayga gets the first 48-volt electronic active roll control found in any car. This roll control assists the Bentley with remaining stable when it enters in sharp corners and reduces body roll. Now it's also able to independently control each wheel that goes over a bumpy surface, which results in an overall smoother ride. Now with all that being said, I think it's time to cover the wheels, tires, and brakes of the Bentayga. Now this particular example of the Bentayga comes equipped with the optional 22-inch directional forged aluminum wheels, which are the largest production wheels found on a Bentley vehicle. Now up front, your brake rotors will be internally ventilated and 15.7 inches in diameter. They're grasped by 6 piston calipers. In the rear, your brake rotors will be 15 inches in diameter and grasped by a single piston caliper. Under the hood of the all-new Bentayga are where things start to get a little bit interesting. So under the hood, you're going to find an all-new 6-liter W12 capable of producing 600 horsepower at 5,000 RPM. Now it also produces 664 pound-feet of torque at a crazy low 1,350 RPM and stays flat all the way to 4,500 RPM. Since the Bentayga has been designed to go off-road, the engine oil pickup positions have been optimized for lateral and longitudinal inclination angles of 35 degrees. Now let's look at the W12 from a fuel economic standpoint. Not to say that you're worried about fuel savings if you're driving one of these things. The W12 features a variable displacement system, which is able to shut off 6 cylinders and allow the Bentayga to cruise on only 6 cylinders. It also features a torque converter, which is able to decouple itself from the transmission between 5th and 8th gears for coasting. Now, even though the Bentayga's W12 features variable displacement for increased fuel economy, don't be fooled. This SUV has a top speed of around 187 miles per hour and is capable of 0 to 60 in just 4 seconds. So let's listen to what the W12 sounds like through the exhaust system. So now that we've covered some of the technical details of the Bentayga's exterior, let's close the hood and take a look at the car's interior. The interior quality of the Bentayga is 10 out of 10. The second you sit in this car, you feel the comfort of the soft leather seats, and you get to see the high quality craftsmanship that went into building such a fine masterpiece. So let's start off with the top of the dash. So starting at the top, you have these nice sized aluminum air conditioning vents with the clock in the center. Now, coming back to the air conditioning vents, remember how we went over the details of the knurling and the headlamps and the headlamp washers? Well, if you look closely at each of the air conditioning vents of the Bentayga, you'll be able to see that same knurling carried on throughout the interior. Coming further down, you have a nice sized touchscreen display system, which is able to give you access to several of the vehicle settings. Further down, you have your air conditioner settings, your gear selector, nice wood trim here, and then you also have a selector here for your drive settings. So down in the center portion of the center console, you have your shift selector. You also have buttons for your stability program and downhill assist. You have your different driving modes: sport, which sharpens throttle; Bentley for the most refined experience; comfort; and a custom mode where you can tailor each of the settings to your liking. You also have a snow and slippery grass mode, dirt and gravel, trails, and then sand dune modes for driving. This particular spec of the Bentley Bentayga features a nice two-tone steering wheel, smooth leather on the inside and outside that's contrast, and then you have this contrast chocolate brown stitching on the inner portion as well. Again, this is high quality hand-stitched leather, and it just feels completely awesome. I don't ever want to let go of this thing. You have controls for your instrument cluster and controls for your infotainment system. This is also a heated steering wheel, and it also features nice thick aluminum paddles for downshifting and upshifting behind the steering wheel as well. Naturally, the seats of the Bentley Bentayga are extremely plush. As you can see on the top of the seats, they have diamond stitching, and then on the bottom of the seats, they're perforated. So they're heated and ventilated as well, and they are 22-way power adjustable seats. At the top of the Bentayga's door panels, they're lined with soft, supple brown leather for this model, and then you have a white or a cream contrast stitching going across. They also hit you with this nice size piece of wood trim, which looks really great and pops out against this light interior. You have diamond stitching as well, an aluminum door handle, your unlock and lock buttons, controls for all four windows, and your power side view mirrors. Coming further down, you have a decent amount of storage here, and then you also have memory seating options here as well. So let's talk about the rear seating of the Bentley Bentayga. I'm sitting in this right now, and I'm just absolutely blown away on how luxurious it is and how spacious the rear is. This isn't one of those vehicles where the occupants in the back feel left out because they didn't get any luxury amenities. Bentley definitely hit the nail on the head with the Bentayga. So let's go over some of the rear features. On the top of the door, you have brown leather here with contrast stitching, wood trim as well, your unlock and lock buttons, and diamond stitching pattern on the doors as well. One thing that's really cool is this ashtray here. As you can see, it's from one solid piece of metal. This thing has to weigh at least 2 pounds in itself. I mean, even the ashtray in this car is something to behold. Directly in front of me, I have a tray table here behind the driver's seat as well. And then behind the passenger seat, there's a tray table as well. One of my favorite features about the rear of the Bentayga is the fact that, again, sitting in the back, you don't feel left out. There's even a remote here. As you can see, I simply press this button here, the remote pops out, and then it gives me access to the climate. I'll press the home button here. Climate, entertainment, vehicle data, seat controls. I mean, this thing's just amazing. So let me press home and go ahead and put this back here. And then it'll lock on its own. Pulling this down here, you have a center console with 2 cup holders in this particular model. And then just look at the stitching. The overall diamond pattern carries on to the back as well. And then you have rear ventilation in the seats as well. Let's take a look at the trunk area of the Bentley Bentayga. I can either open up the hatch using the key, or I can simply kick under the hatch and then the trunk will open. As you can see, typical of the SUV market, you'll find plenty of storage space here, but there's a factor that sets the Bentley Bentayga apart from the rest. Let's take a look. I'll simply press up on this latch here, and then I can move this part forward, and then I'll press this button here, and what you have is a bench, which you can sit on when you're at events. This is called the event package. As you can see here, it's diamond quilted, typical of Mulliner, and soft black leather. It's really high quality and pretty cool. And you can just sit on it when you're at an event, and it will support your weight. Now, I know people are wondering, this probably takes up space. But what you can do here is just simply press up again on this latch, press up here, and it can be completely removed from the vehicle. Simply slide into the grooves here, press down, and then you can slide it back. Another interesting feature of the Bentayga storage compartment that I want to hit on are these two buttons located here on the side. They can be used to either lower the ride height of the vehicle or raise the ride height, depending if you're like loading groceries or something. So this will be really useful for when you're loading and unloading objects into the storage compartment. So as you saw, the Bentayga storage compartment has some pretty cool convenience features. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the trunk simply by kicking under it. In the end, what do we have? This ultra high-end luxury SUV is about to take over the market by storm. The Bentley Bentayga is just truly amazing. From its interior features to its exterior good looks, it fits right in with the rest of Bentley's lineup. In fact, you can also expect a V8 model to soon follow up and possibly a hybrid model as well. I want to give a special thanks to Bentley Atlanta for allowing me to conduct this review on the all-new Bentley Bentayga, and a special thanks to you all for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.